Again, thank you so much for this introduction. It's an honor to be part of that. And I'm very happy to be following Marco's presentation, because we will talk about very similar things. So there is a biorefinery, there is a bioresources, there is a need to make something green, better, and sustainable. So what I would like to talk to present you is some preliminary results from the project which we are now collaborating with several partners over the Europe. The project is so-called Olive for Value, and I will say you some ideas regarding valorization side streams of the olive production. Yeah. Then in this case, everybody knows olives. This is one of the plants with the longest history of the human cultivation. And then olive trees are so beautiful, and then olive fruits are so useful for so many different applications. But sometimes we forget that beside of the olive fruits, there is also other things generated by the plants, which are leaves. And then we estimate that more or less 4,500,000 ton of such leaves is produced annually in worldwide by the related industries. And then because we are in Slovenia, this is very much relevant for the Slovenian environments. And then we also know that olive is very famous plant, but it includes a lot of chemicals which can be useful for very different applications, including food, feed, pharmaceutical, and then cosmetics, and many other different industries. And then some of examples are shown here, and then you can see so beauty and a very complex composition of such biomass. However, there is very important thing. The composition of leaves can be different for leaves of different provenance, depending on the seasons, depending on the genetic of the trees, and agricultural factors, etc., etc., etc. And then obviously now the composition as well as the quantities of these valuable chemicals will influence the benefit for the biorefinery. And this is very important thing, kind of starting point for our project. But before talking about that, I would like to present you the sources of the leaves, which from the biorefinery point of view can be kind of suitable. So first of all, we can have pruning leaves in springtime when farmers are cutting extra branches in order to provide more light for the trees. And this is quite a lot of the biomass which is generated at that time. And then just now, when there is a harvesting season in autumn, when farmers are collecting fruits, and then together with fruits there will be also some leaves which will be going down from the trees. So these are two main sources of olive leaves, which we would like now to valorize in the biorefinery for extraction. And then these leaves, which are generated in spring and in autumn, in fact are the problem for farmers, because they have to do something with that. For example, in springtime they have to remove it, otherwise there will be some insect infestation. So on the other hand, this is the biomass which is completely underexploited, and then only very few of that, at 0.02%, is used for something. Otherwise, this is again we cannot left it on the field. So usually this is burned in the field, again to avoid the infestation by insects. And then as a consequently, more than 1,000 kiloton of these valuable compounds, polyphenols, triterpenoids, non-polar fractions, etc., are just wasted from our bioeconomy. And this heart is broken. So this is a video which I took at the beginning of my life in Slovenia, and then this is how the Slovenian Istria looks in the certain months of the year. So not to mention the pollution, and then the risk. Just heart is broken looking at this valuable biomass which is just destroyed. And then because of that, we established project Olive for Value, which is a three-year initiative, which is dedicated to develop complete valorization system for using of these olive leaves. And then we, as a partner of the project, which is kind of complex, including from the fields up to the users of these phytochemicals, we are very much involved into development of some kind of smart industry or smart valorization chains, which we identify as a possible ways of utilization of these residuals. And then particularly we are developing smart dynamic multi-valorization route biorefinery concept. This is a special software which will plan use of the specific resources for the specific uses. And then beside of that, we develop some kind of concept of biomass suitability index. Yeah. And then this biomass suitability index will drive, in fact, the use of the biomass. And then to visualize you this, what is biomass suitability index? So we define this as a simple number from 0 to 1, where 0 means it is completely not suitable for biorefinery, when 1 is it is suitable for different valorization routes. So you can imagine that if this is our biomass in the field, we are computing biomass suitability index, BSI, for different industries. If we can use this for the pharma, or for the chemical, or for another industries, and then we are computing this BSI number, which can be very, very different for different valorizations, and of course its value will depend on the properties of this biomass. Now, it is very easy to say properties, but we have to somehow estimate these properties. Anyway, what is very important is then for different valorization route, the biomass suitability index may have different values. So high value not always indicates that it must go to this particular utilization, because other factors we are also considering when planning this valorization path. It means sustainability, economics, and then environmental impacts are also considered as optimization factors. Mathematically, the biomass suitability index is computed as a weighted average of the suitability parameters, which are weighted by some weights provided by the biorefinery. So biorefinery tell us what is more important for them. And then there is also some kind of requirements, then at least the threshold for each suitability index has to be overpassed. And in order to determine this quality properties, we are relying on the spectroscopic solutions. So there are examples of instruments which we are using now, testing for the valorization or characterization of the biomass. You can see different NIR as also visible, and the mid-infrared spectrophotometers. Each of them is more or less portable. Even this FTIR instrument we have with battery, so we can put it to the field. And then, as a result, of course, we have spectra which are later converted into something useful. An example how we are approaching that. So this is the portable near-infrared spectrophotometer, which is used for the measurement of the leaves already living on the tree. And as a result of our spectroscopy, we can have different kind of information. First of all, we can differentiate provenance of our biomass. So this is an example of the leaves from Florence, so in Italy, and 2 locations in Slovenia, Izola and Strunjan. You know, this is not that far, and then it is also reflected in the principal components which we are plotting here. Another thing may be obvious, but from the industrial point of view is also interesting. We are able to determine top and then bottom of the leaf. We can see the moisture content. We can see also many other properties, including also the chemical composition. And this is from the biorefinery point of view, the most important. So this is a kind of proof that with the NIR spectroscopy, we are able to predict the content of the OPA, so oleuropein, which is again kind of one of the most important biomass suitability index properties. I hope I was not too long. I would like to acknowledge the funders, so European Union, and also all of partners from the project.
No, Kuba, you are not too long, not at all.
Yeah.
You're sharp on time and great. And it was very interesting, and also it shows us, let's say, the aspect of development of a series of possible products, and how and your presentation is actually showing how the industrial partners can actually apply those tools in decision makers in the decision making process, how to valorize. And as you say, it's not always something which is on the top of the pyramid. It depends on several factors.